To this headline story now, 3 people who may be linked to the Lusikisiki massacre are set to appear in the local magistrate's court today. 18 family members were gunned down in Gobazana village now over a week ago. Our reporter Sipha Kema has been tracking the story quite closely. Sipha, good afternoon. Perhaps let's begin here. What led to the arrest of these 3 suspects?
Well, as far as the minister announcement yesterday, Michelle, he did say that, of course, national teams were deployed to investigate and look there was a manhunt for the Lusikisiki massacre. But upon the investigation, of course, looking for other suspects in these mass shootings or involved in mass shootings that have been happening around here, that's when these suspects, the 3 suspects, were apprehended. If you remember last week, Wednesday, when the police minister as well as the National Police Commissioner, General Fani Masemola, when they came to Lusikisiki, they did say that they had brought in one person of interest for questioning regarding the Lusikisiki massacre. But of course, he made the announcement yesterday saying that 3 people had been arrested and the 4th one would be arrested soon as they know their identity, they know the name and they know the surname. Now, the arrests are not linked with the arrest is not linked to the Lusikisiki massacre. However, the police do think that there will be a link eventually with those charges and the cases that have been brought against the 3 suspects that are due to appear at the Lusikisiki Magistrate's Court today, Michelle. So that's where we are with that matter. But of course, we're also giving an update on when exactly the suspects are expected to appear today. We have been informed that they're due to arrive after 12 o'clock and thereafter they will be processed and due to appear in front of the magistrate just after lunch, which is around about 2 o'clock. Now, also looking at the issues of gun violence, Michelle, the 6 that have been 6 community policing forum members who were gunned down in Kumu last night. And a statement was actually issued now by the police in the Eastern Cape saying that the police commissioner, General Nomtheteleli Mane, condemns the brutal assassination of the patrollers and also the ambush as they were ambushed and not expecting this. It says at about 11:45 last night as they met at a local school to brief before they go out on patrol. 8 unknown gunmen actually came in armed with rifles and handguns and opened fire to the group of patrollers. 6 people have succumbed to their injuries and have passed away, and 4 victims from those patrollers were rushed to the nearest hospital. And also the suspects are still unknown, and also the motive is also still unclear to the police as they are still investigating this matter.
Yeah, it's difficult to look at these 2 stories side by side. The murder of these patrollers, Sipha, and then, of course, taking us back just a week ago to the massacre of those 18 people. At what stage do we say that there is clearly a guns crisis in the Eastern Cape and that certain communities in the province are under siege?
Absolutely, Michelle. I mean, this has been long overdue. It's not just a recent matter, but however, it's only been making headlines just about now. But it's been happening, as we've reported as well here on Newzroom Afrika, that we've seen mass shootings of families in Ngeleni, in Tsolo, just in 2022 as well. And then also now seeing also these patrollers who were actually gunned down last night as well, who are people trying to fight crime in their neighborhoods, as Kumu is also one of those areas that have escalating crime, and which is also an issue. But also not just that, but the firearms as well, illegal firearms. And we're not just only talking about handguns. It goes back to the issue we were talking about, Michelle, that comes with rifles, where you find normal citizens have AK-47s, have R5s, R4s. How do they gain access to such weapons? That's the key question. And of course, when we had posed that question to the Minister of Police, Senzo Mchunu, he did say that it's time for them to sit down and also to actually sit down and actually find out where exactly these illegal firearms are coming from. But of course, my colleague Nziginoya is making her way to Kumu, and she'll be giving you updates on that matter, as well as myself here in Lusikisiki. I'll be giving you updates on the appearance of the 3 suspects that have been brought in. Michelle.
Well, Sipha, before we let you go, let's not also forget that we've just come from that mass memorial service for the victims of the Lusikisiki massacre yesterday. In fact, that was where the police minister announced that these suspects were in police custody. They weren't necessarily linked to the Lusikisiki massacre, but they had been linked to other similar cases in the province. But we've just come from what was an incredibly emotional, traumatic, a difficult day for the families of those who are left behind, the families of those 18 victims.
Absolutely, Michelle. And with those family members, especially the survivors, those who were there and they lost loved ones, such as Ruth King's mother, as well as Ndabazake Mhlolaiveli as well, who lost his wife and his sister in that mass shooting. We're also saying that the wounds are still fresh. They can still clearly experience what happened, vividly seeing what had occurred and what they witnessed. But also some of the family members that we spoke to after the announcement at the mass memorial saying that it's too early to be talking about healing. It's too early to be talking about closure. And also the announcement made by the police minister saying that although that they want justice, it's not going to bring back their loved ones from the senseless, violent killing that happened over a week ago, Michelle.
Absolutely. Sipha Kema, thanks very much indeed for that update. Live to us there from the local Magistrate's Court. 3 people who may be linked to the Lusikisiki massacre will be appearing there today.